Alright, so you guys requested Critter Country next, so we're going to take you on a quick tour of Critter Country. Right now, there's only one way to get to Critter Country because it's at the far end of the park, and that's through New Orleans Square, though soon that will change. There are actually 3 attractions here, though no one really knows about the third one, especially since it's seasonal, but there's tons of other really fun things to do in this very, very small part of the park.
The Hungry Bear restaurant is the only real dining option in Critter Country. Now, it may be quick service, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to find something that the whole family will love, even if it's burgers and fries, and you have some great views of the rivers of America. Now, if you head off to the side of the entrance of the Hungry Bear restaurant and go down this path, then underneath and on the lower level you'll find the restrooms. Some people don't notice them, so make sure that you keep your eye out. The best little shop is Pooh Corner, just off the exit of Winnie the Pooh. And what makes it so great is that on one end you walk in and you find an amazing candy store. You'll find all the candies your heart can ever wish for, and if you go at the right time, you can even see them making some of the candies here in this window. You'll find a lot of the same sweet selections that you'll find on Main Street. These do tend to have a Winnie the Pooh twist with Tigger tails and honey pots and the like. Delicious. Outside at Pooh's Thoughtful Spot, you'll find Winnie the Pooh and his friends. They're there most of the day, so you don't have to worry about missing them. While we're on the subject of Winnie the Pooh, let's move on and talk about attractions. So we'll start with the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, an adorable dark ride that not only your children, but you will also love as you follow Winnie the Pooh and his friends on a very blustery day, and see some heffalumps and woozles. The seasonal attraction I mentioned is the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes, where you can actually board one of these canoes along with a couple of able-bodied cast members and paddle them around the rivers of America. It's a lot better than it sounds, or at least I love doing it. Last but not least is the biggest thrill in Critter Country and the best ride on a hot summer day, Splash Mountain. Now keep in mind that the Fastpass distribution is actually here around the corner of the mountain. Now, once you do have your Fastpass ticket handy, you're going to return here to the Fastpass return entrance in front of this barn. The standby line is back by the front of the mountain that I showed you before, so don't get too confused. Oh, and if you're looking for the single rider entrance, it's not here either. It's actually back by the exit of the attraction here. I know, it's a lot to keep track of. Many areas of Critter Country are quite picturesque, especially along the banks of the rivers of America. In fact, if you come at just the right time, then you're going to get spectacular views of both the sailing ship Columbia and the Mark Twain riverboat. You never get any closer to them than you do here in Critter Country. Now, this land is also known for being the only place where the Disneyland Railroad passes through an attraction and you can actually see it from the train. And there's also a couple things I want to point out to you here outside the queue for Winnie the Pooh. If you notice, these houses are actually the houses of some of Winnie the Pooh's friends. And in this tree, you'll even be able to see Owl's house hiding in plain sight. Oh, there's one more house that you can't forget to notice. Here, outside the exit of Splash Mountain, is Mr. Bluebird's house. You know, from Zippity-Doo-Dah. Now, I do have to mention that it's not entirely uncommon for you to find crowds like this in Critter Country, between the Fastpass distribution for Splash Mountain and the entrance to Winnie the Pooh. It usually happens in the middle of the day on hot summer days. Just be aware of it before you head into Critter Country. As you can see, there's a ton to see and do in the tiny little land of Critter Country, so don't miss out the next time you're there. Special thanks to Peter Nunez for suggesting it. Make sure you leave your request for what land we do next in the comments below, along with any other questions you have or requests for completely unrelated videos. Make sure you also subscribe so you can catch more videos to help you plan your next vacation to Disneyland Resort. Until next week, we'll see you later. Bye!